guys, welcome to another out of the box video. We are going to be working on a wig from Wigtastic today.
Take it away, what did you do? I just can't get enough. Too caught up in your love. Stop thinking about you.
All right, so today I am going to be showing you guys how to hide and conceal knots on this wig today, as well as thinning out and kind of plucking the hairline around your face. This wig also has some really awesome baby hairs that I'm going to kind of just tame into place and kind of thin out so that they are exactly the way that I want them to be. And then we're going to go ahead and look at the final results and, you know, see what we think. All right, so as you can see, we're a little bit closer here, and I just wanted to kind of show you guys what I want to go ahead and accomplish with this wig today. So one thing, when you talk about synthetic wigs, especially synthetic wigs that have a dark root on them and them being machine made, a lot of times you are going to see a lot of these little black dots, which is where the hair is fused to the lace itself. There's a lot of things you can do to conceal knots. I have tons of videos. We'll put some in here for you guys, but I'm going to kind of do my favorite and most easy way to conceal these knots. And I'm also going to go ahead and pluck out some of this front hairline, because I just feel like, especially with it being dark, it is just very, very dense right here in the front area, right here and here. So because this is a free part wig, I'm not really going to be working on putting a part into this at all today. We're really just going to be focusing on getting the hair around the face to look a little bit more blended and kind of blend into your hairline more seamlessly. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and be plucking first, and then I'll show you guys how I conceal the knots. Something I do like to do, a little trick, is if you have some white paper, computer paper, whatever, this is from one of my kids' notebooks, I fold it and I like to put it underneath, because especially with me having a black wig head, you can't really see the knots very well, but once you put this paper under here, you can really see all the little knots, and it's gonna make plucking so much easier. So what I do is I kind of like to work really one side all the way over, and then I'll move this and work on the other side. And when you're using tweezers, what you're gonna want is you're gonna want something that is kind of got a flat surface. Don't use something that's pointed, because if you use something that's pointed, you will stab the lace. So you wanna do something that's flat like this, and just closes really well. And then you're gonna be going ahead and taking your hands, and I like to take these kind of angled tweezers because it just helps me. And I'm gonna angle them where they're lying flat like this. And I'm gonna go ahead and pluck in to the hairline. And I'm not doing this in a super precise manner. I just wanna make sure I'm grabbing like one or two hairs as I go. And I'm just plucking my way back and into that hairline. And it's just gonna help kind of thin out the hairline and make it a little bit less blunt and thick right there along our face. Now, if you usually tend to wear your hair kind of down like this, you don't have to go all the way around the ear tab, but if you are someone who likes to pull it back, or you're gonna wanna be putting this up halfway or something like that, I would recommend going all the way down. So like I said, just kind of that motion of going back like this and pulling 1 to 2 hairs kind of at a time. And you're gonna pull less hair as you come back and in to this area. And to be honest with you, when I am doing this for myself and not for demonstration purposes, I actually like to put the head like someone is sitting in front of me and tilt it all the way back. And then that way I'm doing a really good job at doing this pull back motion. It's just really hard for me to show you guys, so I had it the other way. But I just wanted to give you guys that little tip, because this is definitely an easier way to get a good angle and a good kind of line and eyesight on what that hairline is gonna look like. I'm gonna go ahead and pluck this side, and then that way I can show you guys a comparison of this side versus this side and kind of the difference that it makes when you do this. And then we'll move on and I'll show you guys how to conceal the knots before we put this wig on. So as you can see, this side right here is the side that I went in and I kind of thinned out and plucked. Now it is gonna be a lot more noticeable when I put it on my head with the lace cut, but you can see it's definitely kind of thins and goes in to the hairline a little bit more here. It's a little bit more lifted. And then on this side, it's a little bit more dense and thick, especially like right here in this area, right behind the hairline, like where your face is at. So that's really the biggest difference. And then we're gonna go ahead and take this wig, and I'm gonna go ahead and conceal the knots to make this look even more seamless, and then we'll cut the lace. I'm gonna go ahead and do this other side so I don't look crazy. And then we will go ahead and come back, because it's always easier to pluck your wigs with the lace already attached, just because you can either pin it down, or I even like to hold it like this when I'm plucking. So you always want to try to pluck before you remove the lace. That's not to say that if the lace is already cut on your wig, you cannot pluck it. You absolutely can. You just might want to pin it down really well so that it's nice and secure. You don't want to have any give when you're plucking. It just makes it so much easier. All right, so for this wig, because this is a free parting wig here and I have 1 inch of free part, it's gonna be a little easier for me to conceal the knots here with my concealer using a beauty blender instead of sitting there and trying to rub this little wand all over this whole area. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab my beauty blender right here. If you don't wanna start off with a lot, just put a little bit right there in the center, and you can always add more. You just don't want a bunch of big blobs. I even like to take it and kind of just make sure there aren't any blobs here because I don't want a giant blotchy spot on the other side. It's gonna show a lot more too because it is a black rooted wig. And then we're just gonna literally take this and we're gonna go around this lace area. And I'm just using like some concealer from Wet n Wild that is kind of the same color as my skin tone. That's all you really need. It doesn't need to be anything fancy. There are lots of other really cool products out there to hide and conceal the knots on your wigs. This is just a really easy, fast one to do if you get a wig in and you want to wear it, and you probably already have this stuff at home. All right, so then once you feel like you've got a nice, good amount of concealer here, something else you can do is you can take a little bit of your Got to Be Glued spray or setting powder and just kind of lightly dust this. It's just gonna help keep it from transferring and kind of rubbing off on your forehead. So I do like to take a little Got to Be Glued spray. I'm gonna grab some of that and I'm gonna spray this just very lightly just to give it a nice little kind of almost coating over top of the makeup. You are gonna probably have spots like right here because nobody's perfect, where I got a little too much makeup. You can remove that with some makeup remover, or sometimes if it's just a tiny bit, going like this and just kind of blending it in, honestly will get rid of it. Then if you feel like you still are seeing those knots, you can flip it back around, add a little bit more of a concentrated amount, but it really does help just kind of hide those little black dots. I'm gonna show you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and cut the lace and put this on and you'll be able to see much better what I'm talking about and the difference that this makes. All right, so I went ahead and I just took my brush and I went ahead and brushed through this. I got some more hair out from cutting and just anything that was left over. You might have a little bit of shedding the first 1 or 2 times you wear this after you do plucking, because you do kind of sometimes miss some hair that gets knotted up in there, gets stuck in there, and it'll slowly make its way out. So this is her, as I said to you guys, if you look really closely, you can definitely see that it's a little bit more of a seamless hairline. I didn't glue this wig down at all. This is just thrown on and I'm ready to go out the door. I hope you guys liked this. I hope this was helpful for you. Like I said, plucking is really not difficult. It's just a little tedious and can be a little scary, and just make sure you don't point your tweezers at the lace because you will put a hole in it. If you put a hole in your lace, do not freak out. I have a video on how to fix it and you can't actually fix a hole. It's just better just to avoid it altogether. So again, like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Join me back again next Wednesday for another Out of the Box. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.
Take it away, what did you do? I just can't get enough. Too caught up in your love.